man, do you have any last words of motivation, inspiration, or advice that you'd like to leave our listeners with so then they can go on that same journey and create an epic life for themselves like you've been able to do for yourself?
I think whatever industry you're in, I think just start with know your business, connect with the community. So go meet as many people as you can, whatever that looks like, whether that's open houses, whether it's podcasts, whether it's speaking engagements, whether it's networking. Put everyone in your database. That's the thing I screwed up. Put everyone in the database and then deliver value, deliver high level value, give high quality content away to those people on a regular basis and stay in touch. That means everyone you meet goes in the database, deliver value on a regular basis, call them, email them, stay in touch, and ask for business. If you can do that, you can be successful in anything. I don't care what you're selling or what your business is. If you have a yoga studio or you're selling books or you're selling real estate or you're doing mortgages or you're doing financial planning, if you can connect with the community, you can deliver value, and you can stay in touch, you can be very, very successful.
Yeah. It's one of these, unfortunate, but just the realities that exists out there is that we are judged. First impressions are so massive, and you are judged on that. Making that first impression is so important. So I love what you're talking about. Go over conservative, and dress the part. What are, when you first work with a client, right? Like that hires you, that's looking to take their game and elevate their game. What are like the biggest 3 common mistakes that you see people making?
The common mistakes that I see people making is that they're choosing colors that they like, right? That they like to see versus understanding the science and the psychology of what colors look best on. That's an important piece. For example, I just had a husband and wife realtor team hire me to consult them on their best colors and their wardrobe for their headshot and all of their business collateral. Okay. So here's what I did is I sat down with them and I said, all right, so when you walk into a room, what are the impressions? What are the messages that you want other people in the room to believe about you? So they their list. So that's number 1. What is your message? Okay. Number 2, I did their colors. And by doing their colors, what I actually do, Joshua, is I take their eyes, their hair, and their skin, and I come up with their 40 best colors to be worn from their neck up. Okay? They're colors that complement them innately to who they are. Okay? Guaranteed that their headshots will look amazing with those colors. And then secondly, I'll put together wardrobe that really communicates their brand. So that's what I did with this couple. So outside of seeing people make color mistakes, I'll see people make choices based on their comfort versus their professionalism. And it's usually too casual, especially here in the U.S. We often have this, if it ain't comfortable, I ain't doing it. And we really need to up our game to the expectation of what our potential clients have about us, because they've heard about us, they've read about us, they're going to this beautiful home. When they walk in, they've had curbside appeal, they have everything walking up to the house. When they open that door, they want to see that same representation from those individuals inside the home. I know I do. When I go to a model home, that's the first thing I'm excited about is talking to the individual. And their wardrobe needs to complement and reflect who they are, in their industry and in their profession.
Yep, love it, man. So you're getting all these leads, right? But then you got to do something with these leads. They're not just going to all raise their hand and say, hey, I want to do business with you. So, and I see most entrepreneurs, that's where they fall short, right? The fortune's in the follow-up, and they're just not following up and nurturing them correctly. What do you recommend there? I mean, what's too much? What's we've got to offer lots of value. I mean, how are you nurturing your leads successfully?
Yeah, so I think again, it depends on the sort of mindset of your customer and who they are. So if they're at CEO level or CTO or CFO somewhere like that, they're going to be time poor. So you need to think about that. Whereas if they're just someone, for example, who's just starting up a business, they're going to have maybe a bit more time to focus on new solutions and finding out and training and things like that. So you need to think about who you're targeting and what their sort of time allowances. But then in terms of lead nurturing, I don't think you can follow up too much if they're the right fit. If obviously if they ask you to stop and opt out, fine, no problem. But I think you can keep having that conversation until they're ready to take that initial phone call. So what I tend to do in my LinkedIn campaign, so I do a lot of prospecting on LinkedIn. I initially, have a contact request with them, try and connect with them, and say out of 100, I'll probably get 20 accept my connection request. Then what I do is I ask them into a group that I've got going. None of this is branded with my agency; it's all separate branding at this point. So the play is to think of myself as an authority. So I'm then following up with them. So that's one connection request. Then that's the second, ask them into the group. Then I'll send them a quality piece of content, and I'll ask for their permission to send them that content, just so it gets that conversation going. It's two-way rather than just pushing content at them straight away. After that bit of content, I'll follow up a week later to say, oh, how are you getting on with that? Have you got any questions? I'd love to jump on a discovery call with you to help you with XYZ. And then if not, I'll say, hey, would you like to come in for one of our free workshops that we've got going on digital marketing? Or if not, would you like to just meet for a beer or something like that? And I don't think you can follow up too much. After if they haven't responded to you for 3 months, it's not going anywhere. But I think you can keep following up until you get that initial bite, and then just work at them. And as you say, the money's in the follow-up, definitely, and it really will change your lead generation when you start following up, rather than just doing all this content pushing out all the time. If you're getting 0 likes, 0 engagement on your blog, then just stop what you're doing and try something different. You're obviously not getting any engagement there, no traction. So have a think about how you could actually reach the people that you want to talk to. So LinkedIn is a great way to do that, and you can just connect with people all day long on LinkedIn. I mean, I send out 100 connection requests every single day on LinkedIn, and it only takes me about 15 minutes now. I've got the process down. But doing that, you're all of a sudden opening yourself up to, lots of opportunities. Like yesterday, I spoke at our local Chamber of Commerce in front of, sort of audience of 60 people. I got invited to that through a connection request in LinkedIn. They saw my profile, watched a couple of the podcasts, and I think that follow up through LinkedIn is a really, really good tactic as well. But typically, to sort of sum that up, 4 to 10 times is the normal amount of client touches, as it were, that I have before I'll get a initial phone call or get on that discovery call.
So any last pieces of advice or inspiration, motivation that you'd like to leave our listeners with, so then that they can go out there and create that amazing life that they know they truly want and deserve, just like you've been able to create?
It's all about sales, ladies and gentlemen. It's about giving good phone. It's about speaking to at least 5 people a day. What you find a product or service, that you're passionate about, study that product or service. If it's real estate, learn some strategies, study some stuff out there. There's plenty, all the information. You don't have to give somebody a lot of money. All that information is on YouTube. It's on the podcasts. Wonderful, great information from people like Joshua Smith. And then do your marketing, but watch your budget, and you can get the greatest leads in the world by putting out content. But the thing that's going to get you to your financial goals, if that's important to you, and I think it is being superb. Not adequate, not even good. You have to be superb in understanding how people feel, how they think, how to ask them the right questions, to make them feel good so that they like you, they trust you, and they want to do business with you. Focus on the power of persuasion and influence. Focus on sales 2016. and believe in your product or service, and the magic will happen for you. You will hit your financial goals and you will have tons of fun while you're doing it.